Clinical Psychologist by Tyler Copeland. Today I will be showing you guys a little bit about what it is that a clinical psychologist does and where they kind of find themselves in our society now. A little bit about the career information. There are definitely a rising need for the services in the mental health area. It's a growing career. There's an average about 3% increase in clinical psychologists around the country. Education. Okay, so in order to be a clinical psychologist or to be a therapist and actually practice therapy, a Master of Arts is required. So at least a certain level of graduate school, the minimum being 45 hours for a certain kind of licensing. Um, and then along with at least a master's level degree, you have to complete 3,000 hours of supervision under somebody else's licensure. This means that you have to practice therapy underneath their supervision and under their licensure, so you're under their insurance, things like that. Upper level education. A lot of people go on after the master's level and get PhDs. A PhD in psychology is more research focused, and there are more career options compared to the PsyD, which is a more clinical focus. They don't have a research component to their doctoral program. It's focused mainly on just doing therapy. Okay. And then licensing. LMFT is one of the different kinds of licenses that you can get. It's licensed marriage family therapy. And then there's LPC, which is licensed practitioner counselor. There's also drug and alcohol counselor. These are just some of the different levels of licensing that you can get in order to practice therapy. Age groups. There are several different age groups that you can work with. Young adults, elderly, and children, middle-aged adults. All of these have their own different kinds of challenges as it pertains to the client in therapy. Also, there's family systems, which works at restructuring dysfunctional families in order to provide healing. Characteristics of a good therapist. They need to be a good listener, have an authentic personality, be honest and caring and non-judgmental. All of these things work towards understanding the client better and to overall helping them achieve their goals. Okay, there are several different theoretical approaches that modern psychologists use in order to understand the human persons. The first being psychoanalysis, which was kind of the first original popular theory, which came up by Sigmund Freud, who we see here. Person-centered therapy, existential therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, behavioristic therapy. All these operate out of different frameworks in which we understand human behavior. There's also systemic therapy or Adlerian therapy, who is named after Alfred Adler, whose picture we see here on the right, feminist therapy, and Gestalt therapy. Okay, and after examining the results from the survey that you all sent in for the class, these are some of the people's thoughts about psychologists and people entering into therapy. An average of 5 out of 5 for the question, do depressed people need help from a psychologist? So everyone agreed unanimously that people needed psychologist help that were depressed. And then 4.4 out of 5 average people said that therapy is very important. Thank you all very much, and have a Merry Christmas.